We would all rise for the pledge of the flag. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'd all remain standing for a moment of silence for those who are serving for us here and abroad. Thank you.
Notice requirements of the open public meeting law have been satisfied concerning this meeting. The Home News Tribune and the Star Ledger published a notice on October 6, 2023. It was posted on the municipal bulletin board and should be so noted in the minutes of this meeting. Councilman Bauer. Here. Councilwoman De Jesus.
Here.
Councilman Ficarra. Here. Councilwoman McCullough.
Here.
Councilwoman Meehan.
Here.
Councilman Patel. Councilman Small. Vice President Spiller.
Here.
And President Anderson.
Here.
Could I get a motion to approve the minutes from March 5th and the special meeting of March 12th?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Beginning with your agenda, starting with second readings, going to take letters A and B by consent. These are both amendments to Chapter 7, which is our traffic ordinances. They're both with regards to handicap parking spaces on Church Street and Madeline Drive. That said, could I get a motion that these ordinances be taken up on second and third reading and the public hearing be open?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The public hearing is now open on letters A and B only under second readings. Hearing no comment from the public, can I get a motion that the public hearing be closed, the ordinances be adopted and submitted to the mayor for approval as required by law?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Also listed under second readings is a letter C. Can I get a motion to abandon letter C?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. You also have listed two first reading ordinances this evening. Can I get a motion that both of these ordinances be passed on first reading, published in the Home News Tribune on Friday, March 22nd, with notice of public hearing be held on Tuesday, April 2nd, 2024 at 6 p.m.?
Motion.
Second.
Are there any questions from council? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. And you have resolutions, Mr. President, number 1 through 26. Can I get a motion that they be approved by consent?
Motion.
Excuse me, I'm going to abstain from number 3 on that, please. Thank you. Second.
So noted. Any other comments or questions?
I'll be abstaining from number 26.
So noted. Any other comments or questions? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. That's all I have, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Mitch. We will now go into our public comments portion of tonight's meeting. When approaching the microphone, please state your name and what section of the township that you reside in. You will have a one-time opportunity to speak up to 5 minutes. All videotaping must be done in that area behind the blue ribbon. And we just ask that you be respectful of one another and make sure that there are no signs or posters in the aisle or walkway that would create a tripping hazard. We allow for 5 minutes. At 1 minute, I will give you a 1-minute warning to ask you to kind of wrap up your comments. If there's anyone who has any comments, please step to the microphone.
Are there any comments from the public this evening?
Hello, everyone. Arlene Rhodes, Fords, New Jersey. I'm here to discuss the need for a trap, neuter, and return program in Woodbridge. I was here previously, and I have some paperwork for the council members to read. But what I'm here basically about is to say, I don't think the shelter and its staff should be doing this alone. They can't possibly pick up the numbers of cats that are free roaming in the streets of Woodbridge. We need a separate program to help with these free roaming cats and the community. I'm sure each and every single person in here has driven their car at one point or another and had a cat run in front of them or sees them in their neighborhood. By ignoring them, they're only multiplying and making more in our neighborhood. That's not helping them. I currently do 5 cats a week through Catholic Cats and Woodbridge Animal Society help, financial help. And I did 151 cats last year, and I'm up to 35 so far this year. This is your shelter's report of the amount of people from last year contacting the shelter asking for help for feral cats. Do you know how many of them were taken care of? There are still 8 months waiting for someone to help them. Do you know how many times a pregnant cat can produce in 8 months? How many times she can be pregnant? At least 2 to 3 times, with 4 births at each time. So the more we ignore it, the more we're going to have. We really need to set up a program here. We need to address the public health in our community for our people. And I'm not trying to bash anyone, not the shelter, not anyone. We need something. I sat with the mayor 2 or 3 times already. I've been here, I sat with a lot of the council members and explained it to you. No one gets back to you. Kyle did. Kyle wants to meet again. But I don't know what to do at this point. The other day, I keep getting phone calls every single day from people. Can you help me? Can you help me? Can you help me? I'm only one person. I only have 5 traps. I only can get 5 appointments in 1 week. I asked if we could get a mobile vet in here, in our shelter, once a month to help. Was told no, we have to use the vet that's contracted. Well, that vet charges $275 for a feral cat to get fixed. A mobile vet charges $65. So, you know, I mean, we have to look at it this way. I don't know, we have some people here that I've helped throughout the thing, and I have programs here for you all to read regarding the benefits of TNR. I don't know, who should I give it to?
Mr. Mitchell, take it from you.
Now?
Yes, yep.
Well, yeah,
Finish
I'm
your
done
finish your
speaking,
statement,
yeah.
and then you
Yeah,
can
I'm
give...
finished, thank you.
Okay.
Are there any other comments from the public this evening? Thank you. Okay, thank you.
Hi, my name is Mary Ann Finnemore, and I live in Colonia. I recently submitted an Oprah request for records of 2023 resident call reports for trapping assistance. And I asked to have reports identified where residents were provided assistance for those calls. Residents are told they will be put on a waiting list for traps when they call. I also requested records of waiting lists as they were updated or revised, but I did not receive any records in that regard. So I organized the information in order to give you some numbers. So in 2023, there were 104 resident calls for trapping for a minimum of 472 cats. I say minimum because that number represents 391 adult cats and 81 kittens. However, many of the call reports were for a mom and kittens or undetermined number of cats. I counted each vague kitten request as one. I counted undetermined number as a colony, and there were 7 of those requests. The number of cats that need to be trapped could be far greater, taking all that into consideration. Of the 104 call reports, 29 were closed because the shelter was told the trap was no longer needed. Several reports were closed because the residents never returned their phone call. Many of the reports did not give a close date. However, several that do show a delay of many months from the date the resident called the shelter until the shelter called the resident back. The last report in the closed category was dated July 15th and was just closed March 11th, which was last Monday. So there you see an example of an 8-month delay. With that being said, I expect a call from them any day now, as I found my own request from July 22nd, and I have yet to be called. I was told it would only be a few weeks. After a month had passed, Arlene agreed to help me. The reports also reveal that starting October 25th, residents were told the trapping list was on hold and already full, and the residents should call rescues for help. Following that, there were only an additional 5 call reports recorded for the remainder of the year. The sad result is that I could only match 9 records of trapping assistance provided. There were a lot of trapping reports provided in the Oprah report, but they did not match any of the 2023 call reports. This makes sense, however, considering the lag time delay in responding to requests. So I have organized these results to help Arlene's effort to convince the township that we need an established and well-funded TNR program. People love cats, and we should do our best to keep the population of the community cats in control. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other comments from the public this evening?
Good evening. My name is Shari Wexler. I'm a resident of Old Bridge, and I work in Edison, where I manage a feral cat colony that currently has 5 cats. When I started, there were about 13. I've taken 16 out and found them homes. I'm just one person, and it's not easy. We really need the town's help, and I'm just here to support the volunteers of Woodbridge. And all these people that are doing trapping, they're doing this for free. They don't get paid for it. It's actually a cost savings to the town. So they really need your help with several things. They need help with funding. They need support in the community. They need the community to know that this is a town-supported effort, so they don't face danger. We've heard people that are out trapping that have gotten threatened. It's just not safe for them, and they're still out there doing it. And whether you're an animal person or not, whether you like cats or not, you don't have to like cats, but I guarantee you, you all look like compassionate, intelligent people. I guarantee you there's not one person on this council that wants to see a kitten born outside, hit by a car, drowned by a heavy rainstorm, harmed by somebody. I'm sure nobody wants to see that, and the only way to stop that from happening is to have a well-funded and supported town TNR program. Unfortunately, the shelters are overwhelmed. They're overwhelmed with domestic animals, animals that can't find homes as it is, and the feral cat community and TNR is really a whole separate effort from the shelter that really needs a different type of program. So I'm here to encourage you to have a town-funded, supported TNR program. Take advantage of these wonderful residents and people in your town that are willing to go out and do this. It helps you, it helps Woodbridge's residents, because if costs go down, because of their free labor, then that's less money that you'll be devoting to animal control. So there's also a fiscal responsibility to the residents that it could help. So I would highly encourage you to look into a program.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other comments this evening from the public?
Art Petra, Woodbridge. As it's been made very clear, this has nothing to do with the animal shelter. The animal shelter was open to help from way back when, from when we didn't have a shelter and conditions were horrible. We have an animal shelter, everything is fine there. I would have to throw in, we've taken on too many towns. The shelter is for township residents. With that being said, I recently took in 3 mama cats. I take in the friendly mamas and the babies. I have 3 mama cats and 11 kittens. With them being born on the street, Within 4 or 5 months, those kittens would be having babies, plus the mamas. You're talking 40, 50, 60 cats by August. There's got to be a better way. There's got to be a solution that everybody could work together and make it possible to get something going. You cannot, the shelter can't do this. How are they going to do TNR with all they have to do? It's impossible. Arlene is out there every week. The fellow sitting next to Arlene is Juan Rodriguez. He's unbelievable trapper. He does all our trapping, him and Arlene, every week. 5 cats. Sometimes we get 6 or 7, then we take 2 or 3 cars down, and we go to Robbinsville. $65 per cat. They get fixed, rabies shot, they're fine. They go back on the street. We take in the friendly cats, which we find a lot of friendly cats that I really think people are dumping. They can't all be lost. And I take in the babies with the mamas. And then when they're ready, babies are old enough to be weaned, we get them fixed, we put them up for adoption. Friendly's mamas, we do that too. If they're friendly, if they're feral, they go back to where they came from if there's a feeder, which 99% of the time there is. So there's got to be a solution to this problem. There's a particular place, which I'm not going to mention, that we're TNRing in now, that if you went there with a bag of cat food, at least 100 cats would run out to greet you. It's heartbreaking to see this. It's absolutely heartbreaking. So we have to think of something. There's got to be a better plan. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other comments from the public this evening?
Hello, I just wanted to talk about a pretty terrible experience I
Sir?
had.
Sir, if you would just introduce yourself.
Okay, yes,
and-
my name is Mark Miller. I live in Woodbridge.
Thank you.
I just had a terrible experience with animal control. I had a cat that was like in my backyard. I could tell it was somebody's cat. It was like a really nice cat. Eventually was feeding it to catch it. I catch it. I call animal control. I said, look, I've been feeding this cat. I can tell it's somebody's cat the way it behaves. Immediately I was just met with like the rudest attitude. I was threatened with the law and tickets. Said, oh, it's against the law to be feeding feral cats. You can get a ticket for this. And like no compassion. Then she just like doesn't listen to what I have to say. I say, can I send a picture of this cat? Like I know it's somebody's cat around the area. No help. She goes, somebody will call you back. So 10 minutes later, another gentleman calls me back. No insight. Nobody says, hey, look, there's these websites you can go on to find this cat. No insight. Just says, let the cat go. Stop feeding. It'll go away. The cat had like no survival skills. The cat was going to die. So I took it upon myself to just like reach out to the cat community. I eventually found Arlene and this other gentleman next to him, great people, helped find the owner who was like right down the road. They were so like thankful to find the cat, but there was just like no help from the animal shelter, no like compassion from the animal shelter. I think we should look into whoever's directing it, because then later on in a social media group, the director said that I was hoarding the cat and not even giving it back to the owner. So now it was like making me look bad when I was doing nothing but to help. So just wanted to voice my concern. I feel like this is the best way to get it out to the public, but the pet control, terrible, terrible experience. That is all. Thank you for your time.
Are there any other comment? Any other comments tonight?
A job without a Woodbridge. Anybody else on the cat subject? Well, you know, the business I'm in, and after war, we all love animals. And what I found that was kind of counterproductive is people feel sorry for those animals. I remember years ago back in Hopeland, there was the homeless houses over there, but tore them down. There was about 50 cats left behind. Even myself from Woodbridge, we used to go there and feed those cats because they were just left unattended. But I think what people do the mostly mistake is they feel sorry for them and they feed them. And they feed them, as long as you feed them, they will come back. You're not going to get rid of it is that you take responsibility, they depend on you. That's what we've got to do, educate the public, especially newcomers probably with the apartments, that they might have a cat or something, they just let it go, what it is. That's not the way to do it. See, people like this, they're beautiful people, they only can do so much. And it's not their responsibility, it's our own responsibility, town. Like they say, we need something to stop it. Try to educate the people. I know law is there, you're not supposed to feed the animals, wild animals, feral cats, or some dogs or anything else. I don't say fine them, but can't get to them and say, listen, stop it or else. At least you can pay for to fix them so they don't multiply. As long as we feed them, they'll be around. And there's no way they're going to stop. So something has to be done. You know, ordinance is there, I know, but nobody really forces it. But people feel sorry for those animals and they feed them. As long as they feed them, we have a problem. So I think it's beautiful things what they do. But again, let's help them what has to be done. It's not the answer just bring the food and feed them more outside. If they have no home to stay, you know, like left about anything you let loose, it's going to multiply. It's going to, and of course, disease, everything else is going to be. So that's all I want to say. I came for two things tonight. But a year ago again, when Commissioner William Martino passed away, and which we all know for many, many years. And I brought that to Mayor and Mr. Brian Small, Councilor Brian Small. They should do something in his memory because he was a pillar of this township. We all know it. Everyone knows William Martino. And he was known to go to every funeral to wake. And now somebody that I'm doing the same thing, but you know a lot of people. So I think something should be done. I don't know, maybe something was done already. At that time, Mayor and Mr. Small said that they would talk to Rose, his wife, because he had no kids himself. And just people talking again, is anything be done or will be done in his memory? I think it would be nice that we do have a lot of projects coming up, schools, anything like that, that we could put in his memory. You know. Second thing, people want to know that Main Street Bridge, where you build the Hertz Creek over there, when that's going to be completed. And of course, myself with a big mouth, I said, well, as long as money lasts. That's not the answer, we know it. But I'm seeing that I do people know that live off the Hertz Creek between Main Street and Woodbridge Park, and that Hertz Creek is running through the backyards. We all know once when the thing is all completed, in case of heavy rains, there's going to be a lot of water coming through that into the Woodbridge Park. The problem is, from my experience, water is a very powerful thing. A lot of those houses along the creek, they do not have any kind of fence or anything to stop the kids or anybody else wind up in that when heavy rain or something. So I would like to see somebody that whoever is building it takes responsibility to put some kind of fence alongside of it when the thing is completed, so no child or animal could be swept into the stream because the water could be 4 or 5 feet high at that time, like people say. So that would be my recommendation because I see that a lot of construction is done. They're going to widen the creek. Of course, there'll be more water. So if you can put, like Mayor said, it's done by the county. If you make a suggestion to put a safety zone along this creek between the Main Street and, of course, Woodbridge Park, I would recommend it. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other comments from the public this evening?
Mr. Vitaric, I just want to say that our that project is a county project. It's following all OSHA guidelines, but we'll look into those concerns that you brought up.
Can I get a motion that the public comment portion be closed?
Motion.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Okay. Yes, sorry about that.
Hello, I'm Danielle Jackson. I'm a resident of Island, and this is my first city council meeting ever. So I just want to start off by saying that I've been trapping cats for the last year. I'm also a volunteer at Angel Paws Animal Shelter in Colonia. And I started trapping because one day a very pretty and friendly orange cat showed up in my backyard. And he just sat there and waited, and of course, you know, I have a heart for animals, so I decided to start feeding him. Well, he went off and told his friends. And then the next day, you know, 2 cats, 3 cats, and I said to myself, I've got to figure something out. So I called Woodbridge Animal Shelter and asked about trapping. And they said, yes, but there's a 6-week waiting list. And I said, oh no, this is never going to work. So I was talking to some of the people, the other volunteers at my shelter in Angel Paws, and they explained to me how to do the trapping, and I went onto YouTube, I watched tons of videos. I finally got tired of waiting. I went to Home Depot, I bought a Have a Heart trap. I taught myself how to do it, and since last year I've trapped about 14 cats, had them neutered or spayed. They get their rabies shot, microchip, and then they snip the tip off of the left ear. They're under anesthesia, so it doesn't cause any pain, but that identifies the cat as altered. Half of those cats I've been able to find homes for through the shelter that I volunteer at. And 3 of them, actually, if anybody is familiar with Rising Up Nursery, right on St. George's Avenue on the corner, I was there one day, and I was just looking for plants. And these animals, they find me. I don't know how, but they find me. So I was looking for flowers, and out of the corner of my eye, I see something run. And I look, and it's a little kitten. And I went to the girl that worked there. I said, do you know you have a kitten here? She says, oh, we've got a whole litter of them. I said, oh, no. I knew I had to do something. So I asked the manager, would he mind if I come and I trap the kittens? And because I saw them, and they're all beautiful, black and white. One had a blue eye and a green eye, really pretty kittens. I was able to trap all of them, have them all adopted through my shelter. They all got fixed. We fixed the mother. I returned her. Unfortunately, 3 weeks later, she ran across St. George's Avenue. She's no longer with us. But I've done TNR, and I pay for it out of my own pocket. And it does add up. And I usually drive all the way up to Hillside from Island to People for Animals. And you have to drop them off by 7 o'clock in the morning. You pick them up at 4 in the afternoon. So as opposed to driving back and forth, I spend my entire day up there. And we really need something local. And I also went at one time down to Eatontown, the SPCA in Eatontown. Now, they no longer do the TNR program. They discontinued it because they were overwhelmed. And so that our places are really limited with where we can get help. But I did bring 2 brochures that I would like to leave with all of you. And I'll just take you through some interesting numbers. An unspayed female cat, her mate, and all of their offspring producing just 2 litters a year with 2.8 surviving kittens per litter. If none of them are altered, in 1 year they can produce up to 16 more cats. In 2 years, 128 cats. 4 years, 2,048 cats. The bottom line is, in 6 years, this one cat and her mate, without being fixed and without their offspring being fixed, in 6 years' time, can produce 67,000 kittens, extra cats. So that's a very scary statistic. So I'd like to leave this with you, but please help us. We really need something.
Thank you. Are there any other comments from the public? There are no other comments. Can I get a motion that the public comment portion be closed?
Motion.
Second.
Right here, ma'am. Right here. Thank you. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. We'll go to the agenda.
Okay, I'll start off with my agenda. My agenda's in order. I do want to thank all the public comments tonight. I want you to know that this has been something that everyone on this dais has discussed. We've spoken with our administration at times, and based on your comments, I think it's worth that we have another discussion about it. But I do appreciate all of your testimonials and the work that you're providing at this point for our community health. Thank you. And I just want to acknowledge the parade a few weeks ago, last week, for the American Irish of Woodbridge. It was a fantastic parade. I think seeing all of the local organizations that were part of the parade really brought our community out, brought our community together, and I want to thank them for that. I always want to make my plug for anybody looking for any employment right now to please take a look at our Employment Opportunity Center on our Woodbridge Township website. These are companies, local companies, that are advertising for Woodbridge Township residents, various employment, whether it be BASF, FedEx, New Jersey Transit, U.S. Postal Service. They all can be found on there, and there are full, part-time, and temporary work. So, again, that's it for me. I'll move over to Council Vice President Spiller.
Thank you, Council President Anderson. Item number 4, the Woodbridge Golden Saints will be having free cheer clinics in May and June. The clinics will be held at Cypress Center. The Saints are also having registration sign up for their spring flag football. Interested parents can email the Saints at eboard@goldensaints.org or visit woodbridgegoldensaints.org. Email eboard@goldensaints.org or visit their website, woodbridgegoldensaints.org. Item number 16, Greenway Family Success Center is hosting its Field Day and Parent Resource Fair on Saturday, April 13th, with a rain date the next day at Cypress Recreation Center. Greenway Family Success Center is located at 1005 Broadway Avenue in Avenel. The event will be from 12 to 3. Children between the ages of 5 and 13 can be signed up for all the great activities they are planning. Also, since Women's History Month, the center is seeking donations for their women's health closet, where they give away free feminine hygiene products and other essentials. They serve an average of 35 women and teens each month. Right now, the center is purchasing supplies on a monthly basis, but they're hoping to find a sustainable way to maintain the program so they can eventually serve more Woodbridge Township women. If you know of any organizations or yourself would like to offer donations, please contact Christina Armstrong at the center at 732-527-3400. The rest of my agenda is in order. Council President, thank you to all our emergency responders, fire, EMS, our Woodbridge Police Department, CERT, all our public works, township employees. God bless America. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you. Councilman Picard.
Thank you, Council President. I'm going to spend the gist of my time on Youth Month. Is April coming up, so we have a bunch of events. Our Woodbridge Leadership Council for the Youth is having a, for current 8th graders and all high school students in Woodbridge Townships, leadership committees, Youth Alliance, Greenable Woodbridge, Relay for Life, Buddy Ball, Bears Wellness, LGBTQIA. The meeting is April 29th at the Acacia Center over in Port Reading, 7 p.m. And it's an opportunity for young people to have their voices heard. Also through youth services, there's a wonderful interactive performance with the Bamba master himself, Nelson Baez. This is about Bamba and its roots in African heritage. This is April 11th, which is a Friday at 4 p.m. in Evergreen Youth Center in Colonia. It's an opportunity to not only listen but participate. Also during Youth Month, there's a magic cooking show, a crazy goofy chef with magical procedures, Tuesday, April 23rd at 6 p.m. at Acacia, where our youth center is. And then also there's a youth open house of the centers, Acacia, Highland Grove, and Evergreen. Acacia is on April 10th. Highland Grove is on April 16th, and Evergreen is on the 24th. These open houses are all at 3:30 after students get out of school. And then finally over at Acacia, they're hosting a Women's NCAA Championship Watch Party on April 7th, 2 p.m. And again, this is family and basketball teams are interested in attending. These are all youth month. Also, our community center and the club at Woodbridge has their spring flyers out. They should have come to you in the mail. There's a lot of opportunities there for families and seniors and people of all ages to do healthy recreation activities. That's all I have, Council President. I think that's enough.
Thank you very much. Councilman Bauer.
Thank you, Council President. My agenda is in order. I have two announcements. Notification to Second Ward District 3 voters. Due to the future demolition and construction of Olson Towers, your 2024 voting location and going forward will be now at the Ford's Firehouse located at 667 King George Road in Ford's. And Ford's Business Community, Easter Stroll will be on this Sunday on New Brunswick Avenue. It'll be March 24th from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Stroll starts at the public parking lot next to the VFW. Come out and visit the businesses, take pictures with the Easter Bunny, and enjoy local food trucks. And for those celebrating, have a happy Easter with you and your families. That's all I have tonight. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you, Councilwoman DeJesus.
Thank you, Council President. I just have one announcement for my agenda. The Free Public Library of Woodbridge. Learn to search Reference Solutions, a database available with your library card. To search the white and yellow pages with added business information or without ads and paywalls on Monday, March 25th from 2 to 4 p.m. The main library will host the program Julie's Wardrobe, One Woman's Fashion in 1868 on Wednesday, March 27th at 7 p.m. with a historian from Monmouth County Historical Association. Register in the events calendar at the woodbridgelibrary.org or call the library at 732-634-4450. And because it is Women's History Month, the Woodbridge Department of Health wants me to announce that on August 22nd, they will do breast ultrasound. Early detection is everything. Doing more is smart prevention. Register today. It is adding an ultrasound. Again, August 22nd, 2024. You can register with www.herscan.com or call 1-800-338-7499. The fee is $295, but again, if you call 1-800-338-7499, you can get more information. That is all that I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman Meehan.
Thank you, Council President. My agenda is in order. I just have a couple announcements. The official grand reopening and ribbon cutting of the Henry Inman Branch Library had to be postponed this week due to some last-minute delays in completing the outfitting of the library. A new date for the grand reopening ceremony and welcome back events will be released to the public in the next few weeks. You can keep abreast of it on the Woodbridge Library site. I know it's something that Colonia is waiting for, and we were really sad that we had delayed it, but hopefully in the next few weeks it'll get back up there. And lastly, the Colonia annual Easter Bonnet Parade and Egg Hunt will take place on March 30th from 1 to 3 p.m. at the Evergreen Senior Center. There will be an Easter egg hunt, craft, games, hayride with the Easter Bunny and his friends, and face painting. The activities begin at 1 p.m., Easter Bonnet Parade at 2:30. In case of bad weather, we will hold the event inside the Evergreen that is located on Inman Avenue in Colonia. And I just wanted to thank everybody today for coming out and voicing your concerns. That's why we're here, and we do listen to you. So thank you for taking your time to come. And I just want to wish everyone a happy Easter, whoever celebrates. That's all I have.
Thank you so much. Councilwoman McCullough.
Thank you, Council President. My agenda is in order. I have a few announcements. Number one event, St. James School is still selling Powerball tickets for $25 each. They can be purchased after each Mass or at the parish school office from 8 to 3:30, Monday through Friday. And they will be drawing that at their Powerball dinner on Saturday, March 23rd, which is this weekend. And those tickets are $20. Number three, the Chamber of Commerce. Tickets are now available for the Chamber's 60th anniversary celebration on April 10th at Strickland Steakhouse. And also, time is running out to get your early bird foursome for the annual golf outing for the Chamber of Commerce on June 10th at the Colonia Country Club. Log on to their website at woodbridgechamber.com for details for these two events and many other events that the Chamber has. The Acacia Center will be having our Earth Day celebration on April the 20th from 10 to 1, which will be hosted by the Environmental Commission Group and the Township. There'll be tree planting and lots of free giveaways. This is always a great event to come to, so mark your calendars for that. That's all I have on mine, and I'm taking over for Councilman Small in his absence. Mayor Mac's Cafe is located at 881 West Avenue in Port Reading, which is open Monday through Friday from 10 to 1:30. Stop by for a delicious meal. The food is very good there, and it's a great thing to go to and watch how that whole program works. The American Irish Association wanted to thank everybody, all of the people who came out and watched the parade on March 11th. It was a great participation by all of our residents and people from out of town, and the Irish American Association had a wonderful day, and they were very appreciative for everyone who came to their after party at Acacia Center. Autograph signings. Woodbridge Brewery continues with their amazing lineup of autograph signings. This weekend, March 23rd, they have Charles Oakley from the Knicks. Sunday, March 24th, Jacob Trouba from the Rangers. Then on April 13th, Mariano Rivera from the Yankees. And on April 14th, Harrison Bader from the Mets. More exciting signings are to come. Please log on to Woodbridge Brewery's website or call 732-634-2929 or 732-977-9481 for information on these tickets or other signings that are coming up. And the Elks also wanted to thank everybody who came out and helped them celebrate the wonderful festivities at their lodge for St. Patrick's Day. I want to thank our military stationed in the U.S. and those abroad for the safe mission and a safe return home. Thank you to the Council President, for myself and Councilwoman Small for our announcements, and Happy Easter to everybody. And I reiterate exactly what Debbie Meehan says. Thank you for coming out and sharing all your information about TNR, and that's all I have to say tonight. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you very much. Mr. Mitch?
Thank you, Mr. President. My agenda is in order.
Mr. Simluka? Thank you, Council President. I have a few items for our next session. I have a tax and sewer overpayments. I also have a revised ordinance for Chena Hill Road project, and I have an updated storm control ordinance. Thank you, Council President.
Appreciate it.
Assistant Director Hubner, Assistant Director Niski, sorry.
Thank you, Council President. I have two items: an ordinance proposal for parking on Marconi Avenue and an ordinance proposal for a traffic light at Inman and Delaware.
Thank you. Director Dart?
Thank you, Council President. Just standard biweekly refund resolutions. Thank you.
Director Brew?
Thank you, Council President. I have one item to add to my agenda, and it's the purchase of electrical vehicle chargers for our sanitation fleet in the KSB complex.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ali?
Thank you, Council President. Nothing legal this evening. Thank you.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Thank you.